Suzanne's Paparazzi Jewelry, 24/7 shopping available. 160920 is the code. Show her some love, like she showed us. K&A Custom Crafts on Facebook.
Hello and welcome to another episode of Entertainment Hour on the Coast to Coast Entertainment Network. I'm your host, Dragon Viper, and here in just a sec we'll have my co-host.
I'm still here.
Okay. Okay, we got my co-host Crispy Bacon in the back there.
Yeah.
How are you doing today, Chris?
I'm doing good. How are you doing today?
I'm still fighting this cold, but I'm doing a little better. So
I don't like colds. Colds are no fun.
Yeah, they're no fun either, especially when I don't sleep a lot. So it's just going to take a little bit longer for it to get go away.
Right.
But anyway, so we're gonna talk about actors, an actor, actress, and one maybe two TV shows today. Now this actor, we've talked about professional wrestlers that are actors before. We've talked about The Rock and we've talked about Stone Cold. I wanted to get into another professional wrestler and turned actor, John Cena. Now,
yeah,
John Cena, I think he's a good actor to a point. He's I think he's a better wrestler than he is actor, but he has a few good movies that he acts in. So, Chris, go ahead and name your top three good movies from John Cena.
Well, I mean, I do agree. He was, he started out in wrestling, then he got out of it, became a movie star. I'd probably have to say, Fast and Furious. When any of those, or I'm trying to think of some. Here we go. Yeah, Fast and the Furious. He was probably in those. At least I know he's in one, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was in number 9.
We're gonna go Daddy's House and Bumblebee.
Yeah, those are good choices there. Mine, my choices are a little bit different. My top 3 is 12 Rounds, The Marine, and Legendary. And the only reason why those are the good ones is because I see him as an action star. I don't see him really as a comic star. When he's in wrestling and when he was doing his whole thing, in the early 2000s, early to mid 2000s, when he was doing his rapper thing, making fun of all the wrestlers in there. And, he's funny in that way. But when he's in movies, I think he overdoes it trying to be funny. So
I think he does too at times.
So, when I say 12 Rounds, The Marine, and Legendary, those are really good movies. Especially 12 Rounds and The Marine, he's really great in those movies. Action, and then of course Legendary was a serious movie for him. So, but yeah, and then that leads into my top 3 bad, which would happen to be the Fred movies, The Reunion,
I agree.
And Daddy's Home 2. I hadn't seen the first original Daddy's Home, but I did see number 2. And yeah, it's just, I don't see him as a comedian in a movie. So, anyway, what are your top 3 bad?
My top three bad would probably have to be the Fred movies. Those movies were pretty much horrible. Um, then you got. I mean, I like Sleepless in Seattle, but I don't know about his part in it, so we're probably gonna go there. And then um, City of Angels.
We're talking about John Cena right now.
Oh, I was on the wrong one. Okay, sorry.
Sorry.
Redo that. Probably the top three bad would be Surf's Up, the second one, and then you got Trainwreck, and yeah, the Fred movies.
Yeah, and the Fred movies, I thought they were funny, but with John Cena himself in it, I didn't really care for it. Like I said, he's trying to overdo being funny in those movies, and it just doesn't work for him, in my opinion, anyway. So, so excuse me if I have to like clear my throat or something. Again, I'm still trying to get this cold, so I do apologize for that. And then going on to his top 10 movies, number 10 is Playing with Fire. Number 9, The Marine. Number 8, Daddy's Home 2. Number 7, Ferdinand. Number 6, Sisters. Number 5, The Wall. Number 4, Tour de Pharmacy. Number 3, Blockers. Number 2, Bumblebee. And number 1, Trainwreck.
All those are debatable, I guess.
I haven't seen most of them, but
You have it?
no. But the ones I have seen is the Marine Days Home 2, and Bumblebee out of that entire list. So, and we have a comment from Lou saying, "Boo." How's it going today, Lou? I hope you're having a good day. And she says Blockers was funny. Yeah, I actually haven't seen that. I'll have to watch.
I haven't either.
Never heard of it really. So, but yeah, I've only seen 3 of those movies on this list, and I would have to say the Marine should definitely be up in the top 3 on that list. Then we have a viewer on here, Krista Albright. She says, "My kids love Ferdinand. It was a good movie." Yeah, I hadn't even seen it. And,
I've heard of it. I haven't seen it either. Maybe I've seen bits and pieces, but I haven't watched a full, movie or all of that.
Yeah, I haven't seen any cartoon movies lately. Within the past 5 years. So, that I haven't already seen as a kid. Because I have Disney Plus. So I do watch cartoon movies, but it's originally the ones I've already seen. So
and sometimes they go back to your childhood or something.
Yeah, exactly. Where a lot of times I like to be, but anyway. And then Lou says the thought of Cena running around naked in the kitchen. Yeah. Now I don't know if I want to watch that movie. Yeah. Anyways. So here are some facts about Cena. Mostly about there were a lot of facts with him about wrestling, but that's for another night. That's what wrestling shows are for. So
right.
I did find a few facts of John Cena when it comes to movies. He replaced Danny Cooksey as the voice of Dave in the animated series Dave the Barbarian. But the show was canceled before any new episode aired. So anything that he did a voiceover, it wasn't on because they canceled the show beforehand.
I think I remember watching that. Not with him, but yeah, that kind of sounds familiar.
Never even heard of it, honestly. And then, I mean, here's one wrestling fact. He was booked to be in the King of the Ring in 2003, but WWE decided to cancel the King of the Ring that year, so he didn't even get a chance to be in it.
I wish he was like in it this year or was in it.
Well,
That would have been
to be honest, and you know, we're gonna talk wrestling for just a second, so I apologize, but you know, John Cena does not need to be in the King of the Ring. King of the Ring is meant for people to, you know, advance in their careers. And back then in 03, I could see it. 03, 04, I could see Cena in the King of the Ring if they had it. But nowadays, no, he absolutely doesn't need it. It's for the people that need to, you know, get further in their career or help them anyway. Before he was even a wrestler, this is what amazed me because of how well he does in, you know, the voiceovers for cartoons and stuff like that. Before he was a wrestler, he was actually a struggling voiceover actor.
huh.
So that's why it amazes me. It's like, wait a minute, he was struggling and he ended up in wrestling, and now he's a voice actor again, you know, kind of person. So
Yeah.
and Lou is commenting saying, "Is that peach fuzz on Chris's lip?"
Yeah, it is.
He's trying to grow it in.
There
He
you
can
go.
do it.
I could do it.
I'm always having to shave mine. I'm about to again. So, and then here's more information. John Cena is the first celebrity to grant 500 wishes through the Make-A-Wish Foundation.
That's
The
good.
very first celebrity. So, I mean, that's amazing. He has earned $8 million from WWE in 2016. Man, you know, he could kind of share the wealth over here, you know.
Right. Yeah.
And this I had no idea, but his last name in Spanish means dinner. So
John Dinner.
on dinner.
Wow.
So, yeah, that's amazing right there. I didn't even think about it, and then I looked it up. I'm like, wait a minute, John Dinner, what? So, yeah. So anyway, I mean, John Cena really, you know, has paved the way. You look at Rock, you look at, you know, Stone Cold, you look at, you know, other wrestlers that have been in movies, but John Cena is one of those that whatever he does very well in. I mean, he was even a rapper, you know, made his own rap CD, which I own.
Well, we kind of figured that with one of his characters, but that's for
yeah. But you know, I mean, he does but he does well with whatever he does. And so anyway, anything else you want to talk about Cena?
No, I mean he's really good in the ring. He's a good actor, and you know he does some TV shows or did some TV shows, and still kind of doing those a little bit. But I mean he's good no matter what he does.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and move on to our actress, Meg Ryan.
Yeah.
Now, I haven't seen a lot of Meg Ryan movies, but let's see. Lou commented and said, "Have you seen the commercial with him on a purple cow?" No, I've seen other commercials, but
Experian.
oh, yeah, okay, the Experian commercial. Yes, I did. And Brandon Herrera, you know what? You can just no. How about not? He says Randy Cox's name in Spanish means "I love Riddle." Yeah, no, that's completely not what it means. So, but thank you for trying to say what you thought it was, but no, it ain't it, Brandon. Sorry. Um. Anyway, so we're moving on to Meg Ryan. I thought, like I was saying, I hadn't seen a lot of her shows, but a lot of her movies. But the ones I did, they were okay. I mean, there was it was easy to pick a top 3 good.
Yeah.
Not so easy to top 3 bad because I hadn't seen most of them. I mean, a lot of them. So the top 3 bad I did choose, I did see, as well as the top 3 good I saw. But go ahead and take away with your top 3 good there, Chris.
All right, the top 3 good movies for Meg Ryan would have to be Sleepless in Seattle, When Harry Met Sally, and Armed and Dangerous.
Good list there, except I haven't seen Armed and Dangerous. That's one I haven't seen. And then, of course, mine would happen to be You've Got Mail, because I honestly think she does very well with Tom Hanks. Does very well. So, You've Got Mail. I also liked her in City of Angels and Top Gun.
Yeah, I forgot about Top Gun.
Yeah, I actually did too, until I looked up all her movies and I was like, oh yeah, she was on Top Gun. So
I remember seeing You Got Mail. It's been a while, but I remember.
Yeah, I tend to watch that a little more than I want to admit. So but to be honest, that movie kind of takes me back, to when I was sending emails through AOL.
Oh, I remember that. Yeah,
and
they had the chat rooms and all that. Yeah,
yeah, the AOL chat rooms, the AOL emails. I would use those, and so it kind of I watch it because it just brings me kind of back to that area of time, and then City of Angels, another one, good movie with her and Nicolas Cage in it. I think that was Nicolas Cage. Yeah, I believe that was Nicolas Cage in it. And then, Top Gun. So, yeah, again, those are my top 3. And then my top 3 bad would be When Harry Met Sally. I was actually bored of that one. Sleepless in Seattle. I was on the fence between that being good and bad. And so I figured I'd put it in the bad one. But it was
where were you
could have been
going
on either list.
Where were you going back and forth with it?
I don't know. I mean, like I said, she does well with Tom Hanks. But I don't know. I think I just needed a bad list, and so it was tough on that part. So I decided to go ahead and just put Sleepless in Seattle, and then the one that I didn't like her in was The Doors. Now, I like the movie The Doors. I don't know if you've seen that movie or not.
I haven't.
It's about I just spaced his name, but the lead singer of The Doors. It's about him and about his group, and I didn't really care for her in that. It didn't even feel like she should have been in that movie.
Mm-hmm.
So, but anyway, what's your top 3 bad?
I was kind of like you on Sleepless in Seattle. I mean, it could have gone either way depending on it. We're gonna go Sleepless in Seattle, City of Angels, and In the Cut.
Yeah, I haven't heard of that one. Okay, and I did see that the lead singer of The Doors is Jim Morrison. I can't believe I forgot I mean, I was just thinking about the Doors the other day because I heard one of their songs, but yeah, it wow, and what was your top 3 bad again? I'm sorry.
It could have went either way with Sleepless in Seattle. So that would be one, and then I kind of forgot myself. Hold on 1 second. um,
Oh yeah,
I'm
you
gonna
said
get-
you said City of Angels and
yeah,
then that one I hadn't heard of.
right.
You didn't really care for City of Angels with her in it?
I liked the movie. I just didn't think maybe
You
her
didn't think?
part wasn't the best.
Yeah.
But
Well,
the movie overall was good.
yeah. I actually like I said, I mean City of Angels, I think she did a good job in it. But that's what
Right.
makes her list different.
Yeah.
All right, and then going off her top 10 list, number 10 would be Serious Moonlight. Number 9 would be IQ. Number 8 would be French Kiss. Number 7 would be Kate and Leopold. Number 6 would be Addicted to Love. Number 5 would be Joe versus the Volcano, which is the third movie that her and Tom Hanks play in. And they've only played in 3 movies, and that was the third one. Number 4, Prelude to a Kiss. Number 3, You've Got Mail. Number 2, Sleepless in Seattle. And number 1, When Harry Met Sally.
That's not too bad.
Yeah, I mean, I my personal opinion, I think I would have, actually no, I pretty much agree with it. Now that I'm re-looking over this list, I pretty much agree. So, and then here's some facts about her, some of these facts are actually going to be shocking, because she did end up actually turning down a lot of movies that were top box office and everything else, and she could have won awards and everything else. But before I get to that fact, she did have her own production company in '94 titled Proof Rock Pictures. Well, for some reason it didn't say why, but it was shut down in 2000. So it only lasted 6 years. But then it's just amazing how many movies she's turned down. I mean, she turned down a role in the movie To Die For, which Nicole Kidman ended up taking. She lost a role in Washington Square, which went to Jennifer Jason Leigh. I mentioned she was in 3 movies with Tom Hanks. She did several commercials as a teenager for Barbie and other products, so like restaurants and stuff like that.
Wow.
And here's more movies that she turned down. She turned down Ghost, and because she turned it down, it went to Demi Moore. She turned down the role in Endless Love, which went to Brooke Shields. She turned down Pulp Fiction, which went to Uma Thurman, and Uma won an award for that. And then she turned down Pretty Woman, which went to Julie Roberts.
Wow.
She and Endless Love was her first movie she auditioned for, and she got it, but then she turned it down. She was offered to be in Steel Magnolias, but turned it down because she decided to go into the movie When Harry Met Sally. So yeah, Julia Roberts got that part and did well in it. She was offered a role in Silence of the Lambs, she turned it down, and Jodie Foster got it. Which I'm surprised how all these movies are top box office movies, and yet she turned them all down. So,
Maybe she thought they weren't going to be, worthwhile.
well, I don't know, but I bet she's kicking herself after all that, though.
I would. But
Man, all that,
get that.
yeah, all that money that she could have made off these movies. Krista comments on here. Julia Roberts was awesome in that movie, so I'm glad she turned that one down. Yeah, she did well in that movie. Well, which one though? Pretty Woman or Steel Magnolias?
But it's also one of those what ifs too.
Yeah, I mean, what if she hadn't have turned it down and done it, and then it would, it would have gone in the garbage, kind of thing, Pretty Woman, yeah. Julia Roberts did well in that movie. I don't know if I could imagine Meg Ryan in it after seeing, Julia Roberts in it. I don't think that it would have been the same, honestly. And then the last fact on here is there's one movie. It didn't state what movie, but there's at least one movie where her contract stipulated that extras could not look her in the eyes. Yeah, so it didn't say what movie, but there's a movie out there where all the extra, cast on the sides and everything could not look her in the, Meg Ryan in the eyes, which I think that's kind of, I don't know if that's kind of mean or I don't know, but yeah. And then Krista comments and says it wouldn't have been as good. Yeah, I agree.
Probably not.
Again, and I say this when I say that these actors and actresses turn down movies. What would it be like if they actually didn't turn them down? And most of the time, I'm going to sit here and I'm going to say that it probably wouldn't have been as good, or I couldn't imagine them actually taking the role. So, like Julia Roberts in Pretty Woman, I don't actually see her taking the, doing as well in it.
Right.
Brandon Herrera says, I read Randy Cox's hair turned down a part in Pretty Woman. Really, Brandon? Oh, man. I'm going to message you later. And then Krista says she does have 3 Golden Globe nominations. Yeah, she does, because she did. I mean,
but she could have had more.
Well, she could have had more, but I mean, 3's better than none. And Julia Roberts and Pretty Woman did very well. And I honestly, even if it wasn't Meg Ryan, if it was, Nicole Kidman or whoever else, I don't think anybody could have done that part in that movie. So I think Julia Roberts did it very well. So anything else on Julia Roberts that or not Julia Roberts? Sorry,
I know Meg Ryan.
Roberts. Meg Ryan.
No, not that I could think of.
I do know that she was married to Dennis Quaid at one time.
Really?
Yeah, that I didn't know. Which meant her brother-in-law was Randy Quaid. And so I did read that. So, yeah, and that's pretty much. And Krista comments that says her first acting job was in a commercial for Burger King. Yeah, she did. She was, did advertisements for Burger King, and I think I saw. In fact, I don't remember the other fast food restaurant I saw, but she did another one, and she did Barbie. As a teenager, she did commercials for Barbie, and and other products. So, she's not like she's not a big time actress, but she's pretty up there. And joining us is Big B, and you know what? My hair.
What, you disappointed? You disappointed your hair got turned down for a role at Pretty Woman?
Oh, man. Hey,
What's up, guys?
At least I have to say that at least I have hair,
Yeah, I lost mine because it took a role in King Kong. So.
Oh, okay. But anyway. So
how
how you doing,
have
Big
any
B?
Emmys?
How you doing today, Big B?
Doing okay. Thought I'd jump on here. I got a little time before I have to start work, and the two actors you talked about, I didn't really, even though I'm a John Cena fan, didn't really catch too many of his movies. And like you, Randy, I didn't catch too many of Meg Ryan's movies. I forgot she was even in Top Gun, so that was one of my favorite movies. But you guys are getting ready to talk about another topic, so what's up?
We're going to be talking about the TV show Home Improvement.
Okay.
And before we go to that, Krista comments and says you have more hair than most females, Randy. Thanks, Biggie. See what you started. Wow, you're such a trendsetter. Anyway, Home Improvement.
Yeah.
It went on for 8 seasons, 204 episodes, and it lasted from September 17th of 91 to May 25th of 99.
Okay.
And what I did read up on was the fact of Patricia Richardson, who played Jill on the show, and she was offered $25 million extra dollars. Plus, Tim Allen was offered $50 million to do a 9th season, but they both declined, so they ended the show.
Oh, wow.
That was dumb.
I mean, I'm sorry, but if that was me and I was offered $50 million to have a show run another season, I'd take it.
Yeah, but it also depends. I mean, granted, that is a lot of money to turn down. Don't get me wrong, but they might have had other things going on. I don't think actress Jill. I don't think I've seen her in much since Home Improvement. But of course, Tim went on to do another TV show, some other movie type things. So I don't know. Hopefully we get a reunion show down the road here.
Wasn't she in Last Man Standing, which was kind of a spin-off to Home Improvement?
She appeared a couple times in there. So yeah, Last Man Standing was kind of like a spin-off of Home Improvement, I would say. I don't know about you guys, but
yeah, I would.
Yeah. And in fact, she's been in a total of 55 or 50 different shows and movies. So she did go on to other things as well. And she was in The Last Man Standing.
Yeah, a couple episodes, I think.
Yeah, 2 of them. So
yeah.
But yeah, so she even went on to go do more things.
Yeah.
As well as.
Well, yeah, it would be hard to turn down 50 and 25 to do another season.
Yeah,
I think just got bored with it.
The characters. Do you like the people there?
Oh, you had to like the characters. I mean, maybe they just got bored with it because, I mean, who knows?
Yeah, I have no idea, but honestly, I would have bit the bullet and was like, well, I'm going to, this is a lot of money. I'm just going to do it and then be done after the 9th season. But
you would have done it for $50.
Oh, no. But so yeah, it only ran eight seasons, so I mean it did really well for how long it was on for. Jonathan Taylor Thomas, he wasn't even really on the 8th season.
No, because was that the season he went do schooling overseas? Is that the?
Yeah, he on the show. That's what he went
Yeah.
overseas. But the real
Yeah.
reason he was he left was because he actually wanted to focus on his schooling.
Yeah. Yeah.
And his last appearance was December 8th of 98. And he wasn't even on the finale show. He stayed away from it.
Okay.
The only time that they showed him was on previous shows and stuff when they were doing, backtracks and
Yep.
memories and stuff. That's the only reason he was even on there, but he wasn't physically there. So yeah, he wasn't even shown then. Now, here's an interesting fact. The character Wilson was based on Tim Allen's childhood memories and Tim Allen was too short to see over the fence, therefore was unable to see his neighbor. So, so that's how Wilson was brought up, and was, hey, why don't you have a fence, covering Wilson's face? Because when I was a kid, I couldn't see the neighbor's face. And so
the truth comes out. I'm just kidding.
but that's why they did it, was for Tim Allen, because that's how he remembers his neighbors. Originally they didn't have Patricia casted to do Jill on the show, but they had somebody else named Frances Fisher, and they were going to have her do cast as Jill, but while they were doing the pilot episode live, the fans didn't like it because they said that it sounded like Jill was being too whiny and desperate. So 4 days before the recording of the pilot was taped, that's when they brought Jill in, or Patricia in, and said, okay, now you're playing Jill, and it worked out. Now this is funny. Okay, the show was supposed to be called originally Hammer Time.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
And then all of a sudden, and Tim's show name was supposed to be Tool Time. But because they didn't want the confusion of Hammer Time because of MC Hammer's song, they were going to name it Tool Time. Then they're like, well, we don't want the show Tool Time and then Tim watching Tool Time. So, show in a show with the same name to make it all confusing.
I'm already lost.
So they're like, okay, we'll name the show Home Improvement, and then Tim's show on the show will be Tool Time. So, but they were going to actually name it all Hammer Time, and it's like, no, we don't want to confuse it with MC Hammer.
Yeah, that was probably a smart move there.
Plus, they probably couldn't fully get the rights for that because of MC Hammer. I don't know.
I think even if they could have got the rights for it, I think the smart move was not to name it that.
Yeah. So, and here's another fact: the Home Improvement was the last U.S. broadcast network sitcom to be videotaped. So everything, all the sitcoms nowadays, they're live, but
live studio audience.
Yeah, but Home Improvement was the very last U.S. broadcast network sitcom to be recorded and videotaped.
Okay.
Wow.
So, which that's surprising. I didn't even know that. And then unfortunately, the guy who played Wilson, he died in 2003 because of lung cancer.
Yep.
Ooh.
So,
and I believe in the show you saw his face 2 or 3 times. I think they did it on purpose.
Well,
I think there's a few times you saw his full face. I mean,
yeah, I know. At the very end, they did do that. They showed his whole face, and then, but they also had like a little white picket fence in front first.
Yeah.
then all of a sudden it's like, okay, and then he shows his whole face.
Yeah.
And then I'm glad they changed this, but Al's name was originally supposed to be Glenn. Tim Allen's best friend Al was supposed to
Yeah,
be
yeah.
Tim Allen's best friend Glenn. No, Al was a better choice.
That's why I
Yeah,
thought.
that,
'cause
I mean, with the jokes and stuff, I think Al was a better name.
Yeah, and it did go well with the jokes, as well. And the other fact I had about that show was Tim Allen, his whole grunting thing that he does. He had to do it less and less throughout the seasons because it was actually straining his throat and making his throat hurt more. So that's why when you see throughout the seasons that he's not doing it so much like he did around the first season, first part of the season. So it's because it strained his throat so bad that he couldn't do it.
I can understand that. Yeah, it is kind of after you do it for so long.
So I mean, that's all I've got. I mean, do you guys have anything else on Home Improvement?
Well, I mean, Home Improvement was. I mean, it was like the man of. I mean, you guys watch it. It was pretty much our dream to be Tim Allen. I mean,
oh yeah,
he was working on cars. He had his own show. Had the buddies come over. I mean, he was what the guys dreamed to be. I mean, I'm not much of a car guy, but there is a car. If I ever got the money and space to rebuild, I would, and that would be an older Mustang. So I mean, he was the guy that everybody wanted to be. I mean, and then the celebrities that were on there. I mean, his first Tool Time girl was Pamela Anderson. And then it was, I think the Beach Boys appeared. I think, oh God, I was just going through a whole list of people I remember on that show. George Foreman was on there, Alan Jackson, the Earnhardt, or not Earnhardt's, what was the wrestling or racing guys?
Dale Earnhardt.
No. It was a father son indie guys. I can't think of their names. They're on there. They just had a bunch of different people on there that made it good. I mean, so I mean I don't know. I mean, it was, to me, it was the guys show that they all wanted to be. So I'm glad. And then if you watch the spinoff, well, I consider it the spinoff because it's almost identical. Last Man Standing. He's still Tim Allen, different name, but then some of the Home Improvement cast shows up on there in different roles, and they're like, God, I remember you from somewhere or something like that, referring to the show. Al, he went on to host Family Feud, and Jonathan Taylor Thomas, I think, might be still acting a little bit, but the other two boys, I think they got away from acting and went to school and stuff like that, or went into production and stuff like that. So, but I mean, that show to me was amazing.
I know. Zachary Ty Bryan lives in Oregon, and he just got into some legal serious trouble with assault with his girlfriend or wife or something. So
yeah, we don't need to get into that.
I do know that.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I mean, I was trying to look it up, but this thing's like freaking out. But anyway, yeah, I mean, there was plenty of guest stars, and you're right. I mean, everybody wanted to be like Home Improvement because of the fact that it was like a real. I mean, Tim Allen on the show was a real family man. I mean, so
apparently there was a video game.
Yeah,
it was. I actually played the game.
There was actually a video game. A Home Improvement.
Yeah.
Wow.
I actually played it. I believe it was on Super Nintendo.
I'll have to look that up. I don't recall that.
Yeah, I remember playing it. It was interesting.
Okay.
I bet it was difficult.
Let's see.
I mean, that's the thing. Tim Allen. I mean, just like most guys, I would say, they like to soup up things. I mean, I remember him souping up the dishwasher, made it an ice thrower or something, and it blew out the motor in the back. I mean, the washer and dryer he souped up. Just the simplest things around the house, Yeah, the garbage disposal that could cut. Yeah, make it better, more power. All that. And then the other guy they had on there, I just thought of it was Bob Vila. The original home guy. Had him on there half a dozen times. So, but yeah, it was a good classic show. I catch it here on reruns here and there, and so it's a show I could watch. I could binge watch probably a day full of home improvement shows.
Well, yeah, I mean they're like 30 minutes ish.
Yeah, they're half hour long. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I really hope they do. Outside of the Wilson being passed away, but I kind of hope they do a reunion show. And bring everybody back for. We're seeing that with Fresh Prince just brought back. I mean, it doesn't have to be a TV show; it could just be a special. They did that with Fresh Prince. They brought the cast back. I think they did it with Friends a little bit ago.
Yep.
So.
Yeah,
I'd like to see a reunion show with those guys, but again, like you said, Viper, if one of them's in legal trouble, they probably won't do it anytime soon. So.
Yeah, and I don't know. I don't know what Jonathan Taylor Thomas's thoughts on it are either, because of the fact that he wasn't even on the last season, and he went on to act more after that, but I don't know.
Yeah, but that was still a big part of his life. I mean, if I was him, I would do it. I'd be up for a reunion type show. I mean, then you get the working crew band back together, and I can't remember what their name was. Was it Heavy Tools or something, or Heavy Machinery or something like that? The band that the construction workers had.
Tools. Yeah.
I
think it was Heavy Tools.
I even liked when they did the episode when they're talking about making food on the job site, and they're using like car parts to make like a grilled cheese sandwich. They used the dipstick to make a shish kebab out of it, and stuff like that. So
inventive, but I don't know if that would work.
Yeah, well, Tim Allen's like, very good. I hit a little WD-40 on that or something.
And then Krista says that the game was in '94, and it's called and it's called the Home Improvement Power Tool Pursuit.
Okay, I'll have to look at that. I don't recall that. That might be a game to search and might be worth something, because I sure the heck don't remember it.
Yeah, I certainly do. So
yeah, okay.
It just doesn't.
When that first comment popped up, I thought she was talking about the board game that Al made. I'm like, I don't think that was actually a real game, but
yeah, no, it was in '94, so I mean, I vaguely remember it, but I do remember playing it. So.
At '94, I think I was playing. I don't think I was playing Super Nintendo, so that's probably why I was playing more Sega at that time. So,
it probably could have been Sega too.
Yeah, I'll have to look it up. So,
all right. And
any other facts you got on home improvement there?
I really don't have. I mean, I had a list of celebrities that had been on there though. I mean, you're looking at people like Jim Brewer, John Elway,
Yep.
Bob Vila,
Oh.
Ryder Strong, the U.S. President James Earl Carter, Ernest Borgnine, Charlie Robinson, Lucy Liu, Mario Andrade.
Andrade, that's who it was.
Yeah.
Him and his son were on there. Yeah.
Evander Holyfield, Dan Aykroyd. I mean, you mentioned George Foreman, Jay Leno.
Leno was on there. Yeah.
Drew Carey, Dave Chappelle, and I'm just running through really quick. Grant Hill, Al Unser. So, I mean, those are some of the names that were on there. So,
they had a good cast, though.
I mean, Pam Anderson, Michael Andrade. Yep. So, anyway, yeah, those were some of the guests that were on there. And that's pretty much all I have. Do you have anything else, Chris?
I don't know.
Okay.
That was a good cast of celebrities, though.
Oh, yeah.
Alan Jackson was on there. I remember doing one of his songs on a car show, and yeah. There's not another TV show like that. I mean, we can say Last Man Standing, but I don't think they've gotten the celebrity cameos like Home Improvement did, though.
I don't even watch Last Man Standing, honestly.
Oh, it's actually a pretty good show. You should check it out a little bit. Yeah, it's a reverse. He's got 3 girls, but he's still kind of the same character,
Yeah. I'll check it out. Oh no, I never thought about watching it, but I guess I could see if I like it or not.
Yeah.
All right. Well, if there's nothing else, I got one more TV show we're gonna quickly talk through because it's let's see. But first we have a comment. Krista says Ashley Judd auditioned for the Tool Time Girl, but was told she was too talented for the parts. So there you go. You put Pam Anderson
in. Compliment though when you're saying you're too talented. It's like, why don't I just get the job?
Well, if they're saying she was too talented and Pam Anderson wasn't, yeah, okay.
Yeah, but if you guys remember though, Pam Anderson as the original Two Girl was kind of the blondie. I don't want to say not knowing things or ditzy, but it was that type of girl. Then it formed into where it was. I can't think of the second Two Girl's name, but she was actually kind of a little smarter, I'll say, and not so ditzy. But
yeah, she knew all about the tools and stuff and cars.
Yeah, exactly.
So, all right, we're gonna quickly move on to Sons of Anarchy. The TV show. I'm not going to put much emphasis in the show because it is I love the show. I love it very much, and I can watch it all the time, every day, all day. But it is one of those that didn't have made facts that I could actually announce on here. So, So we're not going to take much time on this, but it is 7 seasons, 92 episodes, and it ran from 2008 to 2014.
Wow.
And this show, before when this show first started, I wasn't even really wanting to watch it, honestly. I didn't really want to see it. I thought, it was just another slow, boring show that I didn't really want to.
Oh, right up your alley.
Oh, and then all of a sudden I started watching it on season 3. I started watching season 3, and I'm like, wait, this isn't bad. So I went and finished season 3, then went to 1, and then went and worked my way up. So I mean, and then I found out it was a really good show. I loved it. So here's a few facts. The character who played the person who played the character Happy was in an actual biker gang and was supposed to be be a technical advisor for the show. But when he asked the creator Kurt Sutter to be on the show, Kurt said yes. He is currently an inactive member of the gang now, the real gang, because of being on the show, but he's still on good terms with them.
An inactive member of a gang. Okay.
Yep.
I don't know how that comes about, but okay.
Well, he's still part of the game, but he doesn't ride with them. He doesn't, do what they do.
Okay.
But he still talks to them, and it's one of those that the only way you're out of it is if you die, kind of thing.
Oh, okay.
So,
So technically, if they want you out, they just.
And so anyway, one of the characters on the show, Marcus Alvarez, he was originally supposed to be in the Suns gang, but instead the creator decided for him to be the leader of the Mayans, which that I didn't know. I didn't know he was originally in the Suns. So
is the Mayans a spinoff the Son of
yes.
Anarchy? Okay.
Yeah, it's a spinoff. That spinoff didn't really do so well, from
No, it didn't.
my understanding. It took now get this. Okay, Ron Perlman. Now I don't know if you two have seen this show.
No,
Okay,
I've heard of, I know how.
I've heard of it. I mean,
okay, well,
not my cup of tea.
I don't know if you know who Ron Perlman is. He played in Spawn. He was Spawn in Spawn. Anyway, he played in this show, and he was actually he had to be okay to be on his motorcycle on the show because of the fact that he was actually afraid of his motorcycle to start with. So he was afraid to ride a motorcycle, and it took him some time to be okay with it, which I thought that's interesting. I mean, you're auditioning and being on a motorcycle movie, but yet you're afraid to ride a motorcycle.
Well, you're going to audition for a lot of things, and you might, be afraid of that, So, I mean, I can see it, but yeah, kind of got to get over that fear then if you're going to be in a biker movie.
Yeah. Kind of don't want to be afraid to ride a bike.
Yeah.
Now, a lot of TV and movies have improv. I'll just say that, where they can put lines in here or there and whatever. Well, these guys, every line had to be said exactly like on script. They couldn't improv. They couldn't add lines, take out lines. What was written in the script had to be verbatim to what they said to what the script said. And if there was any changes that was supposed to happen, it was supposed to go through the creator. And the last fact on this show is the show was offered to HBO, and HBO actually turned it down. So it went on FX, which I'm surprised this kind of show, HBO didn't pick it up. But I mean, that's a few things about Sons. Like I said, most of it really can't be said on the air here. But and that's pretty much all I have about Sons of Anarchy. Great movie, great actors on the movie. It is definitely not a child show. So I mean, that's all I got with this.
All right. Sorry.
So I mean, is there anything else about anything we've talked about today you want to discuss? Like Meg Ryan, John Cena?
Well,
I
I
mean-
think one, John Cena, you said his 10th best movie was Playing with Fire, was it?
Yeah, on the
Something like that.
top 10 list.
Yeah, that should have been number one. That was probably one of his best movies. Trainwreck. The only reason why Trainwreck's up there is it has so many celebrities on there and stuff like that. That movie itself was a train wreck. That should have been in the top. That should have been bottom 10.
Really?
So, yeah, I didn't. I mean, I liked it at all, but I mean, I don't think it was one of his best. I mean, Daddy's Home 2 was pretty good. I haven't seen the recent Fast and Furious that he's in, but I heard that was pretty decent. I'm surprised that wasn't up there, but
He actually got backlash on that movie. Did you hear about that?
Really? No.
yeah,
Yeah.
I heard there was some backlash, like the stuff he did was like really impossible. Batting a car out of the sky or something like that, or I don't know. I haven't seen Fast and Furious, so
Now, my question to you, Big B, is have you watched him in the Fred movies?
With the annoying kid.
I might have. I probably seen the first one. I don't know. I'll have to go back and watch it to make sure why.
But no, I was just kind of curious on what your opinion was. on it.
Yeah, I can't remember, but Randy, like you said though, I think you said maybe it was Chris, the smarter of you two. I think I don't think Cena's cut out to be a full comedian. I mean, I think he could throw out one-liners here and there. He's more of an action guy, drama type guy. I don't think he can do too much of the comedy side. I mean, he can throw out some one-liners here and there, but I'm with whoever said that he's not much of a comedy guy.
Yeah, I said it.
Oh, okay.
And what? So what did you think about Legendary? Did you watch that one?
No, I didn't see that one. I didn't see much of. There's only a few John Cena movies I've seen. I mean,
Oh.
because it's
Well-
mostly in the action-packed movies. I'm not much of an action-packed guy, so.
Well, you definitely are missing out if you if you hadn't seen Legendary 12 rounds.
Okay.
So
Okay, I'll have to check them out.
So,
I might have watched them if Riddle was in them. I mean,
oh jeez, if Riddle was in it, I would not be watching. Okay. Oh my.
You would. You just don't admit it.
No, I would not. Would not. And hopefully he doesn't get that itch and decide to be in movies too, or I will boycott and I will protest that it doesn't happen.
Aw.
So, I mean, all right. Well, if nobody else has anything else, we got a comment from Krista that says John Cena is a children's book author as well, which I didn't know.
really?
Huh.
That I didn't know
Oh, I
either.
think I heard about
Okay.
that. Yeah.
Okay.
I had no idea, but that's good to know.
Yeah.
So, and I'll say it here in a sec. Crispy Bacon, you got 30 to 45 seconds to say what you want. So go ahead.
Thank you guys for watching, tuning in. Sports Minute is tonight about 11 o'clock Central, 9 Pacific, and then we have morning tailgate tomorrow morning. Get you set for week 7 of the NFL, regular season. And then between the ropes after that.
Okay, Big B.
Yeah, glad I got to jump on for the last half hour. Really enjoyed talking about Home Improvement, one of my favorite shows. Like Chris said, just keep watching Coast to Coast. We got some great stuff. Sports Minute tonight, morning tailgate, and Between the Ropes tomorrow. And then, keep watching because we got, health and beauty. We got baseball, basketball. We talk about a lot of different things here. So just keep tuning in. And thanks for all the comments and watches.
All right, thank you guys. And last comment, Krista says it's about a monster truck named.
Oh,
Odo.
yes.
So
I do
had
remember that
idea.
one.
Had no idea, so I'll have to check
It's
It's
that
got a
out.
lot of pictures, Randy. You would enjoy that.
Oh, so I don't have to read. I can actually look at pictures. That works for me. No, and you know, I do want to thank everybody for watching. You know, I mean, we have Krista in here. We had Lou in here commenting. We had some guy named Brandon Herrera that commented a few times that doesn't know what he's talking about half the time.
Oh, I heard that guy's really smart.
But I do want to thank everybody for watching. You know, everybody just comment, you know, on these shows as you watch them, and we like your comments. And you know, if anything else, just comment and say what you want to hear. Again, like I've been saying the last couple of weeks, it's about what you guys want to hear and what you guys, you know, enjoy. And so just comment and let us know what you want to hear. And again, I want to thank Big B for showing up. I want to thank Chris for what he does and showing up. And, you know, I hope everybody has a good weekend and a good evening. Have a good one.